standing before you today is an indication that it is not only education that will make you successful, but any human being, if you are determined to succeed in life, is persistency and consistency and honest. With this, you achieve wonders, and that is exactly what I have done.
Debia from Kwame Nkrumah time no yeba Nathan bia no yabekasa commander in chief yembuild bibia emabu nyadwuma ye debia commander in chief. What are you commanding? And adebia a course cycle, vicious cycle of poverty, despondency and despair. Abu Oman, and therefore Ghana doesn't need indeed a commander in chief, but Ghana needs a builder in chief, someone who can fire resources. Now I add the value to that. What I employ, the Mabunu, any Ubia, whether scale or on scale, I'm going to Jumaye. Now I lifted Ghana from where it is to the next level of economic righteousness. It means that Honorable has the skills and the talent to do that. And Obiswa, we're running business successfully. We're running a country.
When you listen to these campaigns that have been going, wherever Honorable goes, it is organic. Nobody forces anybody to talk. Oh, and your papaya, and many graduates will be free. Oh, papaya, and no man sika, and I'm a medical school, and I'm a medical doctor will be free. Papaya, and no man is scanning a fire in Lebanon, and yet the Ghana.
The other man for cancer, obedient presidential material. For me, it is out of our dictionary. But we have to look for someone now. Or they or see your own sincere and son or ham. The only kuno only a diligent no honorable work natural no will kum, but build it, what creative, what innovative, what high any part in San Ojuma is all over the place. And therefore I think he indeed is the builder in chief of this country, and he must be given the nod.
As editors, our responsibility was not to rewrite history or shape opinions, but to help ensure clarity, coherence, and consistency, so that the author's voice would come through honestly and accessibly. The goal was always fidelity to experience and to tone. This biography invites readers to reflect, to question, and to understand leadership as something shaped over time through choices, challenges, and lessons learned. We, the editorial team, Lawyer Amodate, we are very grateful for the trust you placed in us during this process, and we commend you for bringing this story to life. We hope readers find the book thoughtful, engaging, and meaningful in countless ways. Without wasting much more time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite a member of the editorial team, Dr. Dennis Wamagwatin, as he gives us a very brief review of the first chapter of our book.
Right, thank you very much, Dr. Amadampa. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, Honorable Ken Agyapong, ladies and gentlemen, it's a privilege to be here today to present to you a review of the chapter 1 of this book, titled Demystifying the Myth of Presidential Material. Today, we gather not merely to launch a book, but to confront a powerful question. Who truly qualifies to lead a nation? For generations, we have been taught to look for leadership in polish, pedigree, and perfect grammar. But history tells a far more inconvenient truth. The men and women who changed nations were often dismissed, doubted, and labeled unpresidential, long before they became unforgettable. This chapter, Demystifying the Myth of Presidential Material, shatters the illusion that leadership must come in a single approved shape. It takes us on a sweeping journey across continents and centuries, from factory floors to prison cells, from comedy stages to battlefronts, showing us one undeniable pattern. Transformation is rarely delivered by perfect candidates. At the heart of this argument stands a Ghanaian story. An entrepreneur who built from nothing, a job creator, a risk taker, a relentless truth teller, and a man shaped by pressure and not by privileges. This chapter dares to ask what many whisper but few say aloud. Is Ghana in need of another polished manager or a courageous chain breaker? Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a book about image. It is a book about evidence. It is not about mythology. It is about possibility. Please join me in welcoming the unveiling of a bold and unprovocative work, The Builder-in-Chief. I'll conclude with the following words. The old myth says power belongs to the elite, but the new Ghana demands a champion of the grassroots, a voice that speaks the language of the market woman, the farmer, the youth searching for dignity, and the worker searching for opportunity. So let the skeptics cling to their dictionary of outdated definitions. Let them polish their grammar of entitlement. The future belongs to results, not rituals, to evidence, not elitism. If leadership is about vision, he has won. If leadership is about courage, he fears none. If leadership is about delivering prosperity, he has done it with his bare hands long before asking for power. So let the myth of presidential material be buried beside every excuse that ever held Ghana back. The country is ready for a builder-in-chief. The movement demands a man who has walked the talk, paid the price, and carried the burden of ordinary people on his shoulders.
Thank you very much, Doc. Thank you. So this is just a review of the first chapter of the book. And I don't know, Mr. MC, if time will permit me to do a brief review of one of the very important chapters as well, and that is chapter 36.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much. So chapter 36 is titled The Unfinished Symphony. The Unfinished Symphony. This chapter of this riveting book is not merely a chapter. It is a mirror held up to our national journey. From the dawn of independence, Ghana was expected to produce more than celebration. So the chapter continues to tell us that the world expected a sound of industry from us, a rhythm of factories, and a melody of economic power. Kwame Nkrumah began that composition with bold imagination. So dams rose, industries emerged, and Tema became a gateway to African possibility. But that rhythm of that first composition, as we all know, was interrupted. Successive governments added verses, policies, and slogans. Yet, one persistent discord remained. Ghana exports raw materials and imports finished goods. For 6 decades, we have exported what we do not finish and imported what we should have made. The people remain industrious and gifted, but trapped in an incomplete economic arrangement. So the chapter describes a nation humming with talent, rich with resources, yet still waiting for its music to fully come together. The people are tired of rehearsals and yearn for a conductor who will produce results and not just rhetoric. So, enters a different kind of figure who is not defined by polished speeches, but by the proven record of building. That figure is that of the man we all know who has built, failed, risen, and built again. He is a man who dares to ask the simplest question: Why must Ghana export its wealth and import its wealth? Let's think about this. Every natural resource is a sleeping giant awaiting industrial awakening. As a proven builder, Honorable Ken's credibility and his authority are rooted in evidence and not speeches. And completion of the composition, the musical composition, begun at independence by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, requires courage, discipline, and an industrial mindset. So the chapter suggests to us that Ghana stands at a historic crossroads. Continue exporting poverty or begin manufacturing prosperity. Now, the other very important question: who will dare to finish the symphony? There is a swelling belief that Honorable Ken of Agyapong may be the leader bold enough to complete Ghana's economic song. The question is no longer whether Ghana can industrialize. And so, to conclude, this chapter presents Ghana's unfinished symphony as a challenge, but not as a tragedy. And it places before us a bold possibility. Was that Honorable Ken of Agyapong may be the leader, ready to lift the baton. Ladies and gentlemen, the orchestra is ready. The baton is waiting. The world is listening. The world is watching. Welcome to chapter 36, the unfinished symphony. Thank you very much.
Just gotten married to my stepfather, and she was living in Accra. I had no choice to live with my grandmother. So I stayed with my mother for a couple of years, and all I remember her is that Kwame Ubekume. Oh, anytime you see Agyapong getting home, it means he has gone to fight. And the parents are escorting me. I'll beat someone. And the child's parents will escort me to my grandmother. Then she will start crying. You know, but it was a tough time. I went back and forth Kumasi 3 times before I got the opportunity to go to Atsada College. Then after that, continued to journey after 6th form. Worked for about 18 months. Then went to America. A Ghanaian boy with no green card, I had to strike. Worked at the gas station. I worked at the bakery. Then, later on, I started driving taxi. So I went to university at the age of 33. And when my son graduated at the age of 22, they were the fortunate ones. We had to struggle, go through life. Started Fordham University at the age of 33. And even that, it got to a point I had established a business in Ghana. And as I always say, Ghanaians, I always say that Ghanaians are naturally bombarded when it comes to business. You cannot be an absentee businessman. So my business was near collapse. One day, I came back home and told my wife, I had an experience before that. I was very good in economics, and my professor was from Iran. He he introduced me to Solomon and Solomon, today's Smith man. So he came to negotiate me, and they said they were going to give me $120,000 a year. Those days, whilst they were engaging me, I had $1,145,000 in a green bank here, City House. So I went back home and asked my wife a question. So all this education, I'm going to get $120,000 in. With Uncle Sam, I'll come home with about $80,000. I'm done. My business is being collapsed. I had to go. She was so disappointed. But I told her, I'm going back home. One day, I employ PhD, master's, first degree, at high school. I will employ all of them to work for me. The economic professor called them, said, can you persuade him to finish? I said, no. For abandoning my education to come to Ghana was a big risk that I took. And I promised my wife that, trust me, I won't fail. You know, as usual, she was not too sure and decided for me to come and test the waters, which I did. Eventually, here we are today. So we've had a number of experiences in businesses, politics as well. I've been a member of parliament for 24 years. So I'm well versed in politics. But today, we're aspiring to higher positions, and I'm contesting as a flag bearer of my party. Standing before you today is an indication that it is not only education that will make you successful, but any human being, if you are determined to succeed in life, is persistency and consistency and honesty. With this, you achieve wonders, and that is exactly what I have done. So I always joke and say, oh, QB, my degree is QB, qualified by experience. And I didn't know one day I would have such an honor from my general manager. Lord, thank you very much. I want the young ones here to emulate me. It's not where you come from. It's not the family that you belong to. Rich or poor, if you are determined to succeed in life, you will. It was a bold decision I took to drop out from 4 downstairs. But today, it just paid off. So all I want to say is, Lord, I thank you very much, and may God bless all of you.
Come Saturday is a day a MPP paid for a way of Frank Grady. TV percent any penum. Nobody Kenya, the book could be. Or no, signature. Organize a photograph. What do you say? Where? Edema. 5 persons. One of the kind of book will be first. A part. One of the Honorable Kennedy or Henry Agyapong, the band will be a kind. the baby of good deed, I can come your boy. There's so many Kwame, honorable to the Kwame, that's why the Kwame, all the Kwame, Kwame for me, your grandmother. Much of mine. South Africa and Fuji Chairman is here. And you also have the first copy of the book. Much of book, remember the same, I'm about Kwame. 10,000 Ghana cedis. Patrol, Mr. Mano. Actually, we got the first book for 10,000 Ghana cedis. Patrol, who surprised me? With South Africa. Over it's no one. What mean you away, but I don't want to I don't want to I'm a hey, where me I'm not going to help. Who else will surprise me? May Pedro mention South Africa and he say, higher Ghana. Okay. May Pedro higher than him. But when I'm higher than him. Tell me, Koli Bagua, Mancheri of Nitefe. Or not Smoko higher, near. If I chose to do whatever. Mr. Evans down. I chose book you for me about the same. Also, buy 20,000 Ghana cedis. That's about the price. 20,000 cedis and 10,000 cedis. Who will go higher than 20,000? There's a book I can't name it. The one that I'm more from the room. I went for this class. I'm not getting it. But somebody I can't have a book. Then the pastor of Hebrew prayer camp is often the header from Dongo. Then the pastor preaching. I say, Kensema, Kensema Cassie. Maybe your football academy, maybe your football academy at the issue. I will have one of the biggest academy in Ghana. Watch out. It's a second division in the meeting. I'm not your property. I was shown to the old home. But they are getting a random commentary. I'll do it with that sound. I'm not going to Agyapong. You may just get to somewhere. Who go higher? From 10,000 to 20,000? Who else? 10,000, 20,000. This is the book written in the name of a billionaire. The man with a lot of businesses. South Africa man. The secretary and the chairman. Patrol for her. I'm a papa that time. So this man says he's not going to go higher by 10,000, but higher by 20,000. So it is 40,000 Ghana cedis. So we have 10, 20, 40. 10, 20, 40. We do it 30 plus we. So now we have 70,000. 3 books. 10. Who go higher again? Who go higher again? Mancheri will go higher. Put him in the Lord. Who a guy? He's a morning show host of our radio station, FM, and another show in the evening, Thursdays and Tuesdays.
For the past 15 years, you've been a great inspiration. Again, I'm going to play for the day. I'm going to play 1 hour.
Which will be? That will be
1.5. $1,000.
yeah. Now, woman, the answer is Choboy. Choboy. Could you again in action? Papa did now. Susu be a war. Say, now one wouldn't have 40,000 in our back. You more from Green Japan. Because I'm what kind of made 2 book $10,000. There's one girl there. Hey, these girls are women, and woman, and woman coming to out there, sure. $10,000. But your woman is a money bill. If you are one that officially say, no, this is the man I believe. This is the man I'll follow. Now the way I see me, we are seeing me. I'm going to shout. $10,000. But the man found the 40 one. One about 25 to this. The 40 one, one about 24 to this. So now 10,000 cities, 20,000 cities, $10,000. So what take you 40? It's your dollars. These are your free cities. Why? But the money cities in you.
And once there's a bit of time, you know, now there will be book now free chairman I take it from there. $10,000 gone already, and 20,000 gone already. Okay, number five is say Wabase or Agyapong for 15,000 Ghana cedis.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nananum, Nime Name, Mr. Chair, Honorable Ken, I'm so honored to be here today. When Mr. Amudate called me and said he wanted me to review a portion of the book, I was taken aback, but I took it by stride. I have been watching social media, the news, and I came across Ken's campaign, and I was amazed at the groundswell and what it was achieving. I must say that I am very pleasantly surprised and happy what we have achieved up to today. Ken, well done. Before I start this, chapter 43, I like to tell a little story about the man we are talking about. I didn't know him. I've seen him in photos, afar, funerals, and so on. But on the 29th of November last year, we had, my team and I had spent 5 days in Kumasi, doing what we call the Gold Statement Annual Conference and runway show. And that Saturday morning, I went to have breakfast at the Golden Tulip, now Lancaster. And as I sat, I saw someone coming on his own, casually, just walking in. And I said to myself, is that Honorable Ken Agyapong? So I got up to say hello, and we embraced each other. He didn't know me, I didn't know him. But he's a sort of authentic person. He's so authentic that you feel comfortable with him. My son-in-law is one of his close associates now. And we had a roundtable conference and meeting about 5 weeks or so ago. And I happened to be the moderator. And, you know, as most moderators would do, when people are talking too much, you want to stop them and so on and so forth. And Ken made it quite clear, let everybody ask me every question. I'm prepared to answer every question. This is a man who's open. This is a man who's open, who doesn't hide anything. Whatever you want to know, he will tell you. And if you don't agree with him, he's prepared to debate you. That's what we are about here. Thank you so much. Now, the chapter 43, the title is When a Woman Rises, the World Rearranges. And I'll just read a small portion of it, and then we shall discuss it very briefly. There are moments in politics when the earth shifts quietly, at first, like a whisper, moving beneath the skin of a nation until suddenly the trauma breaks, the surface and history rearranges itself. In the heat and the noise of MPP's 2028 flag bearership race, when voices were loud and tempers were louder, when factions jostled and power blocks sharpened their knives, one such moment arrived. It came not with brass bands or billboards, but with the soft footsteps of a woman who had spent years in the background, minding her quiet life, watching the political storm from afar. Now this is about Mrs. Agyapong, Christina. And it's so beautiful because I saw her on social media and I saw her poise, I saw her calmness and her youthful beauty. And I said to myself, I don't need to think in God if I think of anything else. I said to myself, oh, ma, will I be well, fantastic, bombastic, hey, mini sunny, if you understand. If you don't understand, that's fine. So, when I read this, it just told her story. I'm gonna say, Esquire, you've done so well because you put it so succinctly. It's all here. I could read the whole thing, but I think you should buy the book because if you don't buy the book, you won't know what's inside. It's so beautiful. And I'm glad that you have such a lady behind you. I'm proud that this woman is so calm, so unassuming, no frills, just herself. And she talks from within her. And she says in some, over here, there's a little bit that I put, I think, yes, my husband is hardworking. She would say, her tone plain but sure. Everything he sets his eyes on, he works for and he achieves it. Amen. When you have people who think alike, people who want this country to be great, talking this way and hoping for the best, we pray that it will happen. I am of the opinion that we have reached the stage when Honorable Ken should be the leader of this country. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. My father is Ghana. My mother is from Chebi. Nanado is my direct uncle. But I'm saying today, and he knows, I told him that he's the one I'm going to vote for. And I hope everybody votes for him. Thank you very much. And I'd like to thank the people who say, good editor, and you've done a good job. The book is beautiful. Please read it. I'm keeping this. I'm not going to read all of it for you to hear. Read it, take it, buy one and read it. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good evening. Well, I said good evening. Good evening. That's right. Mine is not really a review in the technicality of it. But mine is just to tell you of the genesis of this literary masterpiece. I call it a masterpiece. Because you see, I saw when the ideas metamorphosed into sentences. I was there when I saw when pen was attached to paper. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, I saw the severity and the seriousness of the author. I saw the indefatigability of the author. The hard work that you put into this book. So I was asking, lawyer, now what that I done? He said, no, I have to finish this project. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an author of 3 books. I've written 3 books for the university I lecture. I have never seen anybody put in so much, so much into such a book. And so that shows, you see, the passion that he's doing, for the vision and the mission that he wants to across. Lawyer Amudate. I had the privilege of witnessing what you went through. Most of the time, I go to his office. Lawyer, when you accident, now go down with his neck in a collar. Lawyer will not go and sleep. Lawyer will walk feebly, and you will see the tiredness and the stress in your face. And just because he wants to achieve a certain level of literal masterpiece, he will not sleep. Lawyer will not rest. And lawyer has brought about this masterpiece, I always call it. For some of us, if this book has spoken about somebody who is about 65 years, so then the book has a lifespan to today for 65 years. For some of us who have worked 24 years of that 65 years. You are not clapping for me. For my attachment to this 65 years, where I've worked 24 years, came with a little philanthropic gesture, not little, but a philanthropic gesture from the character in the book, who is nobody else than Honorable Kennedy. I had worked as a Deputy Director of Veterinary Services, and I had gone to do a Master's in Communication, so I was posted to Public Affairs. And then, Kwesitu, who is the owner of Joy FM, goes to beg Honorable to come for his program because he wants the numbers to show up. So one day I told Agyapong, Charlie, I have to go back to my wife and children in London. I don't have a best one. He said, oh, speak to Honorable Agyapong. I said, hey, we take it in from Koto. So the man came, he comes on Thursdays, he came, and I said, Honorable, Mr. And he said, we call London. Mama, my wife, Benjamin, did my job being here ticket. He said, okay, you go when I come next week. Remind me. So, Papa, what kind of simple sack? So the man came on Thursday, and I said, I didn't sleep on Wednesday. I was shivering my bones. Because if I don't go, my wife is leaving me, and I love my wife so much. So, after the program, I said, Honorable Budget, what's the minimum man? He said, oh, okay. Do you know my office in my class? I said, let's go. So I sat in his car. We went up to Committee 9, the cemetery. And he said, now, I didn't think the cemetery come here off his tongue. So we got down, he opened his boot. And then, I needed only a bundle of that CD note to be able to buy the ticket. So when we got behind the car, if I had fastened the brake, and they agreed to it. So when we got behind the car, so when we went behind the car, when I would pick a bundle and give it to me, I said, Jesus Christ. Then I thought he was going to close it, but he added another bundle. I said, I said in my head, he added another bundle. He added another bundle. Are you counting it? Yes. He added another bundle. He added another bundle. He added another bundle. He added another bundle. Then I said, oh, I'm going to now. Then he said, okay, sir, I ended up at 8 of the bundles instead of that single bundle I needed. And so I went to London. I changed the money into pounds. My website said, now you escape pizza. So when I told him about Honorable, he said, go back and work with that man. He asked me, she said, go back and work with that man. And that is how come I've worked with Honorable up to this day. When you listen to these campaigns that have been going, wherever Honorable goes, anybody to talk. Oh, and your papa, Uncle, many graduate will be free. Oh, papa, and no mom sika, and I'm a medical school, and I'm a medical doctor with me. Papa, and no mom is scanning a fire in Lebanon, and yet the Ghana. I was in the office one day, some 7 boys came there, young men. They said they wanted to see Honorable. And I said, oh, Honorable is very busy. He's going on airport. I don't know where he's going to. So I said, what do they want? They said, we are people he has been sponsoring for school. I said, wow. Honorable, I said, Honorable, one person will cheer. I said, what fee? He said, almost 7 hours short of school. They were in 10. I said, oh, sir. He greeted them. He never made any fuss about it. And he went to his office. Such is the man we are talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Lawyer Amudate has written not about a personality, but about an entity who must be celebrated. Hallelujah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here pleading with you that let us buy into the fortitude of Lawyer Amudate. Don't leave here without clutching a book under your armpit, because he has written a book that must go a long way to make history in Ghana. It's not a history book, but it's coming to make history. This book, I tell you, is a book for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a long way to go. I have a lot of things to say, but because of time, I will end here. Let us celebrate this man, the next president of Ghana.
Bless you too. Although you want said I'm looking at the body. I'm busy say I will tell you about camera. That was just by the way, just to make the program lively. Mr. Joe Forsen, Mr. Joe Forsen, Nana Okujidom Berima Intim, CEO of Soul Hair Bar and Wellness Center, aka Nana Ohinipa Center. Abramo, that's right. Oh, baby. I think I have read it like that. But you grab a sample. 10,000 cities. Okay. Papa is about 10. The wolf was having to back 20,000 Ghana cities. 20,000 Ghana cities. Hupsiandoye beto baako for 5,000 Ghana cities. I'm very sure say Hupsiandoye beto baako for 5,000 cities. Oh, what's the son of the United Party at tobacco 10,000 cities. United Party. Number 5, say opposition or more from Gaga. But I see the drumos to about 10,000. Numbers no. Or see you before to 10,000. 10,000. Thank you. Also, one party, who never want to remain.
Any meso madwini mu no mesusu ye ekope because time bia na me di tourism ho asem how nyame ahira Ghana mine na Ghana is the closest country to the center of the earth, which is the North Island. Now you can how we can develop this opportunity for Ghana. Na Ghana so etimi afa ntuma pefra. Today this sound come on. Then you start talking about agro processing, how we changing the life of Ghana by exporting more finished products than say you be export, you be import, always from Abuchi. To me, they go say papa no different. Tembia no opportunity for Tembia he wants to build. Tembia he wants to create. He believes in innovation. To me, they come then this man no was say started can want say Ghana mabru form to apefra. Obi asebi ye wonu to abnadon komuna. Tembia say ye wonu ma latne ma many papa say Lazarus. Oni bibi na nyame aboa no na wanya bibi. Obi a only ndaso na nyame ma na nya ndaso. Obi a na sebe ne kasa duru dwom na neso ne kasa duru dwom no enam ho brase any resilience ena no kredi a audience no. So amana yesronko. To me din komo no man am who say no, this man is different. And fortunately for me, you know, my baby is spokesperson the first time or primaries. And throughout my relationship with him, who said no. And about mine anymore, we need to document it for the next generation to benefit. In terms of spokespersonship, you know, I was the general manager of Kansas City Media, and I was the communication director for the current communication team. And we didn't know Nkutahudi baby, but who said this more can be a oye. And to me, we said Ghana so. I said there be from Kwame Nkrumah time no, yeba, Nathan Bia no yabekasa commander in chief. Yandode Bibia, Mabu Yajumanya, Edebia commander in chief. What are you commanding? And Adebia, a cost cycle, vicious cycle of poverty, despondency, and despair. Abu Oman, and therefore Ghana doesn't need indeed a commander in chief, but Ghana needs a builder in chief, someone who can fire resources. Now add the value to that what I employ. The Mabu, any Ubia, whether scale or on scale, Abu Benya Jumaya. Now I lifted Ghana from where it is to the next level of economic righteousness. It will say Honorable has the skills and the talent to do that. And Obi so we're running business successfully. We're running a country because business have various functional areas, accounting, operation, strategy, etc. And now if you take the economy of Ghana, so you have all the sectors of the economy. And so if you have a vision, a strategy, and a tactics, now person ultimately the winning in the business area, why can't you do a scale orchestration? Now on Ghana mines in the city, now you use your resources, you have their money, near added value to it. Now you near man, not be a fan of from Amano, yes, you can't talk Amano. And see, many didn't come who said, no, this is a different mind, this is a different mindset, this is a different talent. They are all doing or donning mind, they are all doing or your discipline, they are all doing or kind of create or your honest. Now, I am Mamuhano, yet mean fat will be a sebi, where you talk and do, and now will be a or can't create too much. It's time you can create honorable on your presidential material. But if you look at the whole world, one more much we have transformed our country beyond somewhere along the line. If I almost say almost very controversial, if I almost say almost your presidential material, if I almost say almost your patapa, if I almost say almost your and it's a Osher Zelensky, or a comedian, but now he's a commander. Over Jimmy Carter, or a farmer, over a president of the United States. Osher Reagan, he was a movie actor. On the Americans was to tear down the wall. And he's one of the best communicators and one of the American presidents of Biase. Haswa John Bayer, you know, is it Paul Bayer? Or also a sports person of your president. What I say? Margaret Thatcher, you see, the news where she, where Iron Lady say, but he took UK from where to another level. And when we talk about a presidential material, or anyone said, we are saying, your president, it's something that you have to have in you. And even so, already have a business with you, that's a person who has leadership. And so, SOCDA, or see, every leader must have a little bit of craziness or madness in him. Madness or craziness here, no, actually, Obia or the zeal, exuberant determination to drive the country forward. And Honorable has all these qualities. That's all where Constitution, Article 62. Yeah, because one year with the president of Ghana, Obi already said, "Oye Ghanaian by birth, Obi Oye more than 40 years, Obi na Jumuda how fine, Obi might be MP." The question is, has Honorable walked through all this? Does he qualify for all these requirements? The answer is yes. And therefore, to be a presidential material and a constitution at their mind. Mandela, you see, said no, the jail, but he became a president. And you know, the other man focus being a presidential material. And for me, it is out of our dictionary. But we have to look for someone now, or they or see your own sincere and son or ham. The only kuno only a diligent no honorable work natural no will come, but build it, what creative, what innovative, what high any part in San is all over the place. And therefore, I think he indeed is the builder in chief of this country, and he must be given the nod.
All right, God, thank you.
So, physical money, but me do rap to say. Me say, Jamma within a minute in Sabakandria, and then one half cent.
Yeah, Ebushianfo, you didn't an akuma patchlewa one. They recommended tap send that mamma. And that's how for a send for baby. Diabasa, our rating so yeah. Our A1 into a piano road do tap send. That all says it can find time.
yɛbɔ ho de wo kyerɛ amansan yɛbɔ ho de wo kyerɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ yɛwɔ akwantu no yɛde sika kɔ fie deɛ meyɛ mfɛmfa baabi a yɛbɛnu yɛn ho tap adamu fua tap send in this aso
Na tap deɛ no ara na ɛkɔ.
Tap, yeah. And you want to,
Piao.